then they'll come.
Absolutely.
Come from anywhere.
Thank you so much for sharing
You're
that.
welcome.
That was really nice.
That's a beautiful story. And she communicated with him across the Atlantic Ocean for 1 year.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. I want to let everyone know.
So waiting 3 years, like even when you're in close physical proximity, isn't so bad. You know?
And again, she waited 10 years.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I might be a little crazy too, so don't.
I'm
go
not
on
waiting
me,
10
but
years, George.
I'm not saying anyone has to wait 10 years, but I'm saying she did. You take your time. I'm not going to wait 10 years.
No. I wouldn't ask you to. No.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for not asking me that.
No, and I, listen, that was my own thing, and there was probably things around that too, let's
Right.
face it. But that was a choice, and that was the choice I made at the time.
One of the things I have, in the work I do, very metaphysical, hypnosis, I have a lot of students that are evolving, and they're raising their frequencies and vibrations, and now they're noticing that the people that they were attracted to in the past they're on a lower, denser, energetic level, and now that they're raising their frequencies and vibrations, according to them and many metaphysically oriented people, that there's not that many on that same wavelength, and it becomes a smaller pool.
Absolutely.
What suggestion could you give, especially to the ones that are now waking up and really moving into their spiritual self? What suggestions could you give for them in finding the right person? And I know they're more open to continue to work on themselves with their chakras, with hypnosis, meditation, energy healing, so on and so forth. What advice or what suggestions can you give them?
It's very easy to slip back into the old patterns, right? So I think the biggest suggestion is to make sure you are diligent and consistent with keeping your energy at a certain level, because what will happen is it only takes one friend.
Yeah.
Right? to be negative or to be judgmental or to tell you should be doing something differently, to fall back, to slide back. And the most important thing is to keep that vibration high and to do everything that within your power to do that, whether it be yoga, meditation, whatever it is, training, whatever it is that sends you on a high.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
That,
it's a natural high.
Natural high I'm talking about now.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep that going, because it's just so easy to slip back.
Yes.
And once you're keeping that vibration high, there's just not, you really don't have to physically do a lot. There's a story about a woman who was doing all her work, and she was ready to put herself out there, but physically hadn't put herself out there very much. And this guy wound up having an accident in her front lawn, and that was her soulmate.
There you
She
go.
didn't have to leave her house even.
There you go.
So.
What you say, though, what you said, I agree with that. What's wrong with my English today? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, you are from Staten Island.
No, stop it. If I don't, I'm a trainer. I love to exercise. But if for some reason I can't for a few days, I start to go down, and I just get into and then I feel so much better once I do.
But then I would say to you then, find something else as a fallback, so that it's not just, it's not only the training. Because there's so many times we'll get thrown off. There's for the littlest thing. And if you can't go to training or whatever it is in that moment, it's really important to keep your energy, vibrationally. I'm not talking about high,
Right.
I'm talking about vibrationally.
Right.
So important.
Oh, absolutely. Now, that's another thing where I know for myself, I do have a number of friends that would say, well, you shouldn't be with someone who's into the same things that you are, because I'm, way out there with the metaphysical. And I'm saying, well, I can't be with someone who's not at least on my level, or at least striving for that level of spirituality and the metaphysical level. I can't do it.
No.
But a lot of other people that are just waking up and moving into these realms, they do settle.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can be with, they start making the list, and I don't think you can be with someone who is not into the same things that you're in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. Why?
Well, because you made a comment last time that, she has to have someone with big muscles and...
Excuse me, but isn't that one of your requirements, to have someone with big muscles?
is there something wrong with that? If I like fitness and want someone who can keep up with me, or not even maybe that extreme, but who accepts what I
think she
do.
was paying attention to me.
Yes, I did.
Didn't I just say that I couldn't be with someone who's not into the same things that I'm into?
Right.
That's what I just said.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But you made a comment last time that, has to be with someone with big muscles.
But I didn't make anything negative out of it. I would have to be with someone physically fit as well, doing yoga and stuff like that. So there you go.
All right.
What would you say to her about her obsession with muscles?
Yeah, not muscles.
For lack of a better word.
Well, I mean, I hope, I don't believe for a minute that that's the only requirement that she has.
I think it is.
Oh my God.
Well, then I don't know what to say about that, but
It
no.
absolutely is not.
I know. Tell her what some of the other requirements are. And it's good for the audience to hear this as well.
For me?
Yeah, what are some of your requirements?
I think it's what most people want, a genuinely good person, honest.
Okay.
Obviously has to be willing to accept my children.
Okay.
I'm sorry, they have to be good. I have to be attracted to them. Physical attraction, let's face it, isn't that initially what, unless I guess you're speaking to someone for 10 years, then I guess, but you were attracted to him at first, no?
That's actually a very interesting question. Yes, however, what attracts me now is very different.
Yes.
But not, I'm not talking physical, right? It really actually...
You made me flex, by the way, when you because you were about to touch my arm.
It's very interesting that the people that I have been attracted to in the last 5 years, I would have never expected to be attracted to.
Everyone
They did not,
says that.
Yeah, they did not fall into the same parameters that I had 10 years or 15 years ago at all. And it's because, and that's why when I tell my women to make their list, I emphasize not to put anything physical, no physical parameters on there at all.
Really?
Yeah. Because the thing is, you're limiting the universe to what the universe will bring for you.
Okay, I agree with you, and then I also don't agree with. I agree at the
no,
same
go for
time. Okay, the universe, the multiverse, is infinite. I do believe you can put down your physical requirements. Absolutely. Because guess what? If you're in a reality where that person has all the ingredients that you want, but they don't have the physical attributes that you want, guess what? You'll shift into a reality in which it's a different physical
Okay.
body. So I'm speaking energetically, metaphysical, the infinite realities,
Right.
the infinite possibilities.
lost.
So I will continue. You should put down some of the physical attributes. Now, again, with being attracted to someone, sometimes you're not physically attracted to a person, but once you get to know the person,
Right.
once their soul comes out and their inner beauty shines, it doesn't matter what the external looks like because the external changes. Because what we believe is actually what we will see. And if there's a friendship that is building, and then there's the attraction on a soul level, on a subconscious level, the external part, that changes.
I agree. I do agree with that. But that's, but we're talking the ability to be open to that possibility because it's so outside what people normally believe is possible,
Okay.
right? So I think that's one of the reasons why I don't have people put on their list physical requirements because, again, you'll just shift to the reality, like you said, that physical. So I would rather them connect, me personally, with the inner being, and then the rest.
That's the most important.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. But because when I made my list, because I made a list, right? I was working my program for my guy, right? Mm-hmm. And my list had 80 points on it.
80 points.
And none of them were physical.
Okay.
Huh.
But, and I am attracted to my husband, absolutely. The guy that I was dating before him, I would have never, if I walked down a street and saw him, I wouldn't have even given him a second glance, but I was incredibly attracted to him, like once I got to know him.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So it's really more about the qualities and what you're
Absolutely.
aligned
I
with.
agree
it
with
is.
that,
I
yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I do. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's okay, but I'm not saying that it's, that's just what I do, but that doesn't mean you can't put muscles down in your leg. I mean, it's like, you can, absolutely.
But if I can't picture myself kissing someone.
But that's why you have to be open to the possibilities.
Yes.
You have to be in order to really, because what if your perfect guy is carrying extra weight like me, but underneath it, he has the potential and wants to be Mr. Muscle, and he's perfect in every other way. Are you going to dismiss him?
I think she would, but before you respond, I would like to say with that, you know what? If that person, if they're perfect for each other, right? And he does have the extra weight or whatever, and yes, the potential's there, and guess what? The universe will respond. He will go with you to the gym. He will do the things necessary. He will work out. He will exercise. He will get to that point.
Because more than likely, he wants to be there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I didn't. I remember.
Okay. I mean, go ahead.
did date someone that was not heavy, but was not muscular.
But did he have all the other qualities that you were looking for?
Yes.
Okay.
And he turned out to be a real jerk.
Well, then he didn't have all the qualities. That's right. If he turned out to be a jerk, he didn't have the qualities. You can't say someone had the qualities if they turned out to be a jerk.
Well, I thought he did.
And there's a big difference.
He presented them that way.
False
That's why
persona I was telling you about.
Right, exactly. That's why you continue to work on you so you don't fall into the trap with the illusion and then find out the person's a jerk.
I'm starting to read people better and can figure out what they're about.
But if you're truly aligning yourself vibrationally.
Why are you shaking your head?
Oh, I wasn't shaking my head like...
Yes, you are.
Because I'm waiting for Heidi to...
Go ahead.
But if you're truly aligning yourself vibrationally, you won't even attract those type of people.
Thank you.
They won't
so
even
I'm just attracting crap left and right.
Well,
right
you got to clear some of your own stuff.
A lot of everything.
Everyone
in general. I'm saying in general, the audience, please take care of you. You are the most important person.
Yeah,
and when you take care of yourself and you bring yourself to be the best you, everything else falls into place. You align yourself to have that beautiful, healthy, loving relationship with the right person. Someone who is going to love you perfectly. Someone who deserves your love. So you continue to work on you. Be the best you.
Are you talking to them?
I'm talking to them.
Good.
And of course, both of you as well. Be the best
She's
you.
got it.
Be the best you. That means if you have anger issues, get rid of them. If you have insecurities, get rid of them. Work on it.
But that doesn't mean...
What doesn't it mean?
I don't think it means, at least for me it doesn't mean, that you have to get to the end place.
I would prefer you do. I would prefer you do.
So we have a difference opinion.
I don't know. We don't have a different opinion. I'm saying I prefer. But if both parties are striving to be their best selves, even if they come along at whatever time they come along before they are their best selves, and they meet, that's okay if they're still striving to be their best selves.
I agree with that.
But there's got to be that true striving to be right.
Absolutely. I agree with that. But I do feel that you can meet that special someone in your journey.
Yes, okay.
As long as they're also working the same, right? So the best you and the best, partner are coming together and they're still working to strive. I mean, for me, I found my soulmate, right? I found this wonderful man.
And that's what we all want.
Look, she still has a smile on her face.
Yes.
Isn't that nice?
But
and that's what everyone should have.
It's true.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that I'm done, though, with all, the little things that might still trigger me, and I have to continue to work on that. Right. It's not...
But you don't allow it to interfere with your relationship.
Exactly.
And that's another big point. And you are still working on it.
Right. And if I see it creeping in, then I have to... Then all it is for me is an awareness that there's still something within me that I need to adjust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It can be fun if you'll allow it to be, because then you'll say, and here's the other thing, is not to get too attached to, again, the story. You know, oh, okay, there's another awareness I have about myself that, oh, yeah, that triggered me. I guess I still have a little of that going on that I need to work on. Okay. But here's the other thing I'm very, very big on.
Okay.
Do not beat yourself up. No matter what your journey is or whatever your moment of triggering, don't beat yourself up about it. Just become aware of, oh, this still triggers me. And now I have this. But don't beat yourself up, because once we start judging ourselves, we cause this huge separation within ourselves, right? And that will never get us where we want to be. That will never take us to self-love.
Right.
So you want to always be your own best friend, always.
Absolutely.
Always.
And that, you know, and I'm glad you said that about beating yourself up and so on and so forth. With the a lot of people that go into relationships, they, you know, everyone says they want to be happy, but a lot of people, most people don't know what that even means.
Yes.
They don't know how to be happy.
Absolutely.
And I believe that before you get into that relationship, really know what it means to be happy and to find the happiness within.
Most people aren't happy, though. That's the problem.
Well, that's why you have to work on yourself to bring yourself to that point, to not look for happiness outside of yourself, look for it inside.
Absolutely.
And this way, and if you're in any situation, you bring out the best you that you possibly can. You bring up, you know, am I?
No, yeah.
She's with you. She's got it.
You're with me. Okay.
Absolutely.
But the happiness comes from within, and when you can find that happiness within, it's so much easier for that next person, for that relationship, not only for that person to be happy, for you to be happy together. When you don't have that happiness from within, it's an interference. It is an interference.
Well, because so many people are out there looking for someone who's going to complete them.
Right.
Well, you have to be complete within yourself first.
So what would you say to someone who wants to just fix everybody, fix everything,
It's a distraction.
It really?
It's a distraction.
That's interesting.
They're avoiding fixing. I hate to use the word fixing, actually, because there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. No one's broken.
Right.
But you can be a better, enhanced version of yourself, right? So if someone's out there meddling in everybody else's life or fixing them or working on everybody else, it's because they don't want to face what they need to work on.
Right.
It's a distraction.
It is definitely a distraction.
Drama, any kind of drama, right?
Oh, God,
is distraction.
drama.
It's a distraction.
Drama.
Drama.
Oh, and also, for those of you who are out there who are single and currently looking, avoid the drama. But if you are associated with toxic people that are negative, guess what?
Yes.
If they're your best friends, remove yourself from them.
I agree with that.
If they're your closest relatives, remove yourself. You do not want your energy drained from toxic people. You do not want to hear the same story from those people. Well, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? And this, continuously beating you down. You don't want that.
Energy vampires.
Absolutely. You want to remove yourself from the toxicity.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you can't keep your vibration at the level you need with those people around, and they're never going to raise up to your level. Like if you're trying to fix them, it's not going to happen. More than likely, they're just going to pull you down, and then we get that it's really difficult to write off people that you might have known all your life, family, or that you had some special bond with at 10. But the reality is everybody changes, and sometimes you're doing them a favor also by blessing them and sending them on
exactly. To continue their
bless
behavior.
them and send them on their way.
Absolutely. And I think it's pretty easy. It can be difficult, but when you know that you deserve to be happy, you deserve to be loved perfectly, to share love perfectly, and you have toxic people around you, regardless of how long you've been friends or even your closest relatives, especially if they're abusive, you forgive them.
Oh, forget that.
You forgive them, but that doesn't mean you still associate with them. You do not want to be the person who is abused or walked all over.
No.
And, sometimes it's just that verbal abuse or that continuous put down. You don't want to be a part of that because it's going to continue to affect you, your energy, the energy around you, and all of your relationships.
Absolutely.
And then there's a lot of people if you know that you're associated with people that are very jealous or envious, you want to remove yourself from them. You don't even want them to know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah. And George thinks it's easy, but I know a lot of people say, I just don't know how to, tell somebody that, they've been such a good friend to me, blah, 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 whatever. But just let it happen naturally.
I was just going to, I feel like it happens if you,
less time, just
don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
He's like, just cut him out. Cut him out.
Yes. What else, Kristen?
I don't know. I like my hair. You like it red?
Oh, okay. Yes. We're going with the looks
I was black
again.
before.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Very lovely. Nice
Getting
hair.
out of the blackness.
I was going to say the black might be a little harsh. I kind of think
I was
I'm
black for
digging the red.
years.
Well, I'm digging the red. Yeah.
How's my hair?
It's really handsome.
I like it
thank
better
you.
too. It was darker last time.
Really
Thank
handsome.
you. Thank
Everybody's
you.
seen the light.
Yeah.
And it's the inside that counts, not the hair.
We're not worried about, no. But it's, these are all kind of lessons or paths that we take in our life. But the other thing about, I think this is the other reason why I kind of disagree a little bit with you don't have to get it. I just don't think you ever get it all done or right or whatever. You just keep doing your best.
Right, and you keep striving for that.
Yeah.
That
It's never
best
going to be
you.
done. You're going to be dead if it is. So just keep going with the good stuff.
So what's one of the main problems that people come to you with? One of the main issues?
Well, one of the main issues is, truly, I mean, they might come saying it's this, that, or the other thing, but it's always self-worth or self-love. Some people don't believe that they deserve. Right. This is the biggest thing.
But that's usually from issues from their past.
Whatever. Yeah, absolutely. But they don't believe they deserve. And there's a hypnotherapist in the UK, and her big thing is you are enough. Right? You are enough, because most people don't think they are. And once you get to the point where you really believe that you are just the way you are, always striving to be better, of course, but you are enough. You are complete. And especially if you are self-aware and working to be the best version of you and not getting caught up in stories and everything else. But everybody has that core, beauty in them, and they need to live into it. But most of the time it's, not feeling that they're...
And that's another thing when people go into or when they're in relationships, and they're in relationships with that other person that, they were hiding who they were, and they turn out to be very manipulative, even narcissist, whatever labels you want to give the other person. And even subtly, when they do all of those negatives they beat the other person down in the relationship.
Right.
And it's one of the things that I ask my students to do is write a list of everything they have to offer and everything that all the qualities they want. But I also have them examine even those things, even if they're not true, whatever anyone's ever said to them in a relationship, just to examine it, because on some level, even if they never believed it, there was some part of them that questioned those negative statements, and you really have to examine that, and this way you let it go. Once you're aware of it, you let it go, and you don't bring it into the next relationship where it could be seen.
Yes.
Good point.
And one of the things, like if you're really truly working on yourself and you're ready for that relationship and everything else, one of the fastest ways to bring that person to you, what I believe, is to really get into the feeling of being with that person. Not what they look like, again,
Right.
So I used to, so as not to cut off any possibility in the universe, I used to imagine my soulmate kind of behind me, holding me, and what that would feel like. The true acceptance and love and the feeling of them, so that I wasn't trying to imagine what they would look like or get caught up by that. You marry, your desires with the feeling of what that would be.
Absolutely.
And it will come so much faster than you realize.
And you know what? I think that's a good point for people. Maybe when you first wake up, or maybe before you go to sleep at night, you close your eyes and you really feel their presence. Not exactly what they look like, but that person, that special someone, holding you or lying together, and you feel it. You feel the love in your heart. You use your imagination, because what your mind imagines, the universe responds to it. So while you're working on you, it's going to be that much quicker for that to come into your life, to materialize. And I think every single person should absolutely do that. Yeah. When you wake up in the morning before you go to sleep at night, guess what? While you're sleeping, a lot of the work that you need to do is being taken care of. while you are asleep. Energetically, even physically, you name it. The old neural connections and neural pathways that interfered are now breaking up. The new neural connections, new neural pathways are now being formed for you to be in perfect alignment to have your soulmate come into your life like this. Well, much quicker.
That's true.
But I like that. Yes, that's very important.
It's very important.
Which is interesting you said that, because that's one of the things that I'm doing right now. And there's no face to her because I don't want to.
Right. Limit the possibility.
But she does have a yoga body.
Ah.
No.
Okay.
Well, for you, she'll be created if she's not out there right now. We're going to shift into that reality. No, but there is no exact look. But yes, the feeling, the love, I feel the soul of my soulmate with me when I do that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things to do. And then everything else will fall into place. Of course, you still have to work on you in the waking state.
And when I was single and I was, calling out for this person at Valentine's Day, I bought a Valentine's Day card from him, my soulmate, and wrote it out to myself exactly what what I would really want him to say to me.
I got chills again.
I put it. I had a journal. I had a soulmate journal that I was, doing. That had the list, all that stuff, right? And I put the card in there, and I also actually had a letter to the universe that I read every night.
I like that as well.
Thanking the universe for bringing this wonderful person to me, and naming a few other things.
Before you met him.
Yep, absolutely, because you have to get into the place of feeling what it would be like to have them in your life,
and then it's created.
Exactly. So it's already done. It's actually already done anyway. They're just not in front of you yet. So thank the universe for bringing you this magnificent person to share your life with, and for all these wonderful things that you get to do together. And it's done. It's already done.
Thank you. I love that. And you know what? Valentine's Day was already passed, so I'm going to write myself a birthday card, September 29th.
Same as mine.
Same birthday?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
That's why you were saying to yourself, wow, she's amazing, because why?
September 29th,
Thank
babies.
you. Holla. And I appreciate you coming on our show. I think we're running out of time, and I wanted to give you a copy of my book as a gift.
Thank you so much.
For driving 2 hours to be here. Thank you so much.
This is fun. You guys are great.
Thank you. You're great.
Yes, you are.
It's really wonderful to be able to share this kind of information.
This is, everyone wants this.
Absolutely.
Everyone needs it. So this is important. And we appreciate you coming on the show.
So you guys are great. Keep doing what you're doing, because people need to hear it.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you again for being here. I'm very grateful. Yeah. And keep in touch, you guys.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I want to hear when this person comes.
I'm sure we all will.
Well, we always have the white lighter meetings.
Yes.
I know you have to. You drive. It takes 2 hours to get to the city as well.
It does. Well, an hour and 45 minutes, but I need to be there. Yeah.
Did you live closer when
I
you came
drove
to my?
down.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah. And listen to them. Hey, I have the tapes.
Oh, the CDs, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I have your CDs. Good stuff. At night, before you go to bed.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, attract. Stay vibrationally high. You'll get there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know if the last part of what we were saying is going to be on
That's
there.
okay.
Well, yeah, but we were still talking, so it'll show up. It's hard to tell without the
This is
music.
exhausting.
I had a great time.
I had a great